going? It's Rachel from Femme. I'm doing some tweaking right here. Let's see, get it down a little lower. Let's see. Oh, wait. I'm not supposed to go lower. I'm supposed to go higher. That's what it is. I'm still learning. One day I'll figure this out. Someday. Someday, maybe. But that is not today. Okay. How's it going, guys? This is Rachel. And the cigar tonight is an Aaron Gobras Cigarillo Irish Coffee. These are very good. One of my absolute favorite little cigars to get every year. It seems like they only come out around St. Patrick's Day. And they come in little packs of 50. And they're only about that big. I mean, that actually is how big they are. This is what they are. And I got a couple packs today. I got Irish cream and I got Irish coffee. And before we go too much further, I'm going to shut my door. How's it going, newcomer? This is Rachel from Femme, and tonight we are talking about EDC guns. This is just one of them. We'll be talking about, well, the two I have here, actually. So let's do a quick magazine change. Actually, let's do a quick, make sure it's empty. Fire away. There we go. Put the magazine in. And this is my EDC gun because I'm also live on Rumble. So I'll be doing things that are both on this side and on that side because I got two phones set up. So this is, we'll do that as we did the Smith & Wesson. Now let's do the Spanish Star. Okay, got this. And this is empty. This is my Spanish Star BM. And this is a fantastic handgun, truly, to be completely honest. It's actually a full steel construction. And the thing about this gun, I would love to have two, actually. This is one of the nicest firing pistols I've ever fired in my entire life. I mean, the thing alone, I don't have a scale out here. I wish I did, but this thing weighs probably 2 pounds. I don't know, 1.5 pounds. This thing is honestly heavy. And so it doesn't kick that well. It kicks nice, as some would say. And it's actually very accurate as well, which is really cool because, you know, you got a handgun. And if you can do it, you don't want to have one eye closed. You want to actually have both eyes open when you look down the sights. It's a good skill to learn. It's an acquired skill, but it is a good one to learn nonetheless. And this right here is the other one we'll be talking about. It's a Smith & Wesson MP40 caliber 2.0. And actually, I just got this one. I haven't even fired it yet. I'm going to probably take it. Maybe tomorrow I'll give this one a test run right here. But yep, I actually might even be converting this to a 9mm. We shall see how the 40 cal kicks. And if it kicks more than I like, I'm going to turn it into a 9mm. But I got this for a steal of a deal, a serious steal of a deal from a friend. It was too hard to pass up. I didn't even need to get it, but when the deal's that good. All right, so Tucker White says that's your EDC. Do you have the 40 caliber or the 9mm, and how do you feel about the way it kicks? I've actually never fired a 40, but I have fired a 45, but it was a 1911 full size, so you know it's a lead sled. So it was like shooting. It was shooting like a dream, I should say. Let's see. I gotta say, the so far fully loaded, the Smith & Wesson feels fantastic in hand. Like I have a couple other Palmetto State Armory daggers, and they're like the Glock 19, and they have a nice weight to them too. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, something about this is just it's very, very nice. It just, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to when I'll be able to carry it because I don't have a holster for inside waistband yet. I only have outside waistband, so I can carry it. I don't like outside waistband. I don't know. I like inside waistband. That's how I roll. I gotta actually clean that right there. But anyway, so let's talk about my Spanish Star BM. This is one I actually have thought about making my everyday carry as just like an absurdly heavy handgun. And it's often confused or considered a 1911 clone. Some have even said a Browning high power clone because of how it has the cutaways here, kind of like the high power did. And some have also said it's a hybrid of both. And is it? I don't know. I'd say it was heavily influenced by one or the other, potentially both. I think that's a fair assumption. This has the band on the front though, and the band on the front can actually like get destroyed. So I believe that's something different than what the 1911s have or the high power. That I'm not too sure on, but that was something I found interesting. So I found that out and I grabbed a couple of those so I could have those in case it breaks on me. Okay, so Tucker White on YouTube says 9mm. It was difficult at first with the recoil, as it didn't as I didn't have a lot of knowledge about them. But I just shot a bunch and conditioned yourself. Yeah, I hear that. That's how I'm feeling about the 40 cal. I was talking to my friend who was also into firearms, and I told him I got a 40 cal, and he said for him the 40 is too much, but he's the one that told me actually I could have this converted, or I can convert this to 9mm. All I gotta do is swap the barrel and get new magazines, and that was seriously one of the coolest things I have ever learned, that it could be done and for very cheap. So I mean, for what I paid for this, and for just a barrel swap, and for the magazines I got to get, would still cost below what these are retail, brand new. And when my friend that I bought this off of, he didn't like how hard it kicked, so he only fired. He doesn't think he's even fired 100 rounds through this. He got it to carry it, but it was just, he likes his 9mm. You know what I mean? You get partial to certain things, and I don't blame him, because that's why I got the Palmetto State Armory dagger, is because I got a Kel-Tec Sub 2000, and that's chambered in 9mm, so I can take the magazine from my dagger and put it right into my Kel-Tec Sub 2000, and like a swap back and forth. And then on top of it, 40 caliber is kind of, as they say, going the way of the buffalo, and it's a bit harder to find and supposedly pricey. I've never looked into the ammunition on it, and 9mm is just so readily available across the board that it just might be the smart move to swap mine out to 9mm, just to have that what I call it, continuity between between firearms. But I actually with this, and it does have like a little bit of a pinky grip, but I want to get, there's another one that has a bit more hook on it, and I think I want to get that because my everyday carry actually is a Kel-Tec P32, and I got the one that has more hook, and it made that little tiny little pea shooter much more secure in my hands. So like I said, if I take this shooting tomorrow, I might even shoot a video about it. We'll see how hard this puppy kicks in my hands, and that'll tell me where I stand with everything. And Tucker White says 9mm will never go out of style. That is a fact, at least in our lifetime. It's got so much technology behind it now. I mean, although I will say 380 seems like it's catching up with the Bodyguard 2.0, the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. I think it's Smith & Wesson. Because the original Bodyguard, they were saying it kicked way too hard, and it was not doing as well as they'd hoped, and I had a lot of complaints, like I said, about being too snappy. And then they made the 2.0, and the people are saying it's shooting more like a 25 or a 32. I've never fired one yet, so I can't speak on it, but that's been across the board the agreed upon situation, is that the 2.0, they found a way to make it not kick like a mule like the little one used to. All right, let me get a match lit. I'm gonna see when I strike this off my bench. Oh yeah, heck yeah. I love these little cigars. It's a Aaron Cobra. This is an Irish cream. I got them just in time for St. Patrick's Day. Actually, I got them today, and I'm smoking them right now, but they're gonna need to rest. These got to rest definitely in the humidor for a while there. Yeah, they just need to kind of even out. I've had them before. One of my favorite things to smoke this time of year too. And yeah, I got a pack of Irish coffee and Irish cream. Oh, down goes the wrought iron. I know tonight's about guns, but I actually am also a blacksmith, a bladesmith, whatever you want to call it. And this is a knife I'm forging, making it into a Bowie knife. And this is a beast right now with that big, thick spine. I'm going to draw it out both ways, this way, and then I'm going to make it a little bit taller. It's going to be, I'll show you. more along the lines of this guy right here. It's going to be more like this. It's not going to have the modern vibe right here that Jason Knight created. It's going to be a little bit smoother transition, but it's going to have that nice smooth drop point. But it will have the recurve like this, but it'll have a nicer sweep along the edge, not quite like an upswept kind of vibe. Where do you put a big knife when you're at the workbench? I guess we'll put it underneath the data line. There we go. Put it on a pile of wood. I actually wish 32 ACP would come back in style. That was quite the round back in its prime. And I mean, they were really trying to figure things out back then. So there was, all different kinds of calibers, and like the caliber wars were really on fire back in the 1900s. And I've recently gotten more into mouse guns, and I've been thinking about like I think it's called like Raven Arms or something like that. It's a little like 25. I mean, it's a little thing like this big. And I've seen there's other ones like the Beretta Tomcat. That's actually one of the coolest little guns I've ever seen, because you just flip the top up, drop a round in, close it, and then you cock it and pull the trigger, and then it starts racking from there. And it was made for people with like arthritic hands, which mine are becoming in my 42 young years. And that's an all steel construction too. And I think all Berettas are steel, or most of them. But it's a cool little gun. It's significantly larger than my Kel-Tec P32 and way heavier. But it's still an all steel gun. And like I said, with this, that all steel construction, it's hard to beat. It makes firing it really nice. And I believe the Tomcat comes in 32 and 380. I think it might have just started coming in 32. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. And like I said, though, with the weight on this thing, it's so much fun to shoot. Actually, if I go shooting tomorrow, I'm taking this with me, because I got to test my springs on my magazine. I got to see if it's those or something else that's given the feeding issue it's having. So Tucker White over on YouTube says, that's awesome. I have always wanted to learn blacksmithing. I myself am an engraver, as well as building saddles, engraving. I actually want to get engraving on this. I want to get some knurling on the back and on the front right here. But I think it'd be cool to get some kind of engraving, like on the slide, and then like other parts on the top of the slide and whatnot. Engraving is just some cool stuff. I've seen just even in like the tiniest little spots where like this one doesn't have a lot of real estate to carve on, but in like little spots, you guys will fit some really ornate stuff. It's just cool. To me, it's cool stuff. And engraving and knife making goes hand in hand as well. And yeah, blacksmithing is very fun. It's like my favorite thing to do in the entire world. But more than anything with blacksmithing, the community of people, they are so cool. Like, I'm a gun nut. Like, it's my thing. My cousin, he's a professional 3-gunner. It's in my family. It's what we're about. Freedom-loving Americans. But the gun culture, they can be kind of like not so welcoming sometimes. Like, it's kind of a bummer. I will say that. But in the blacksmithing world, the bladesmithing world, I've never experienced that. They are all so willing to help and teach, and they're all just cool people. They're really down to earth, and it's neat to be a part of that community and to have made friends over the years in it. And like now going to shows and stuff, you see these people that you've looked up to, and they know you now, and it's to me, it's a fantastic world. So you said you have engraved a few handguns, but mainly do bits and spurs, as well as other Western tools. By bit, I'm going to assume you mean like horse bit. And is that for like dressage in that world? Actually, that's why my friend did not become a farrier, is because people in the dressage community were kind of mean to him, and he's a really nice guy. Yeah, these things definitely need to rest. The Irish coffee ones are outpacing these by leaps and bounds. I really do like this little gun. I look forward to the time I get to fire it. I keep having this thought it's going to be like a cartoon. It's going to like smoke me right in the head. I saw one today where a guy got cracked right in the side of the head with one of those what they call it, eagle head grips or bird head grips from the Mossberg pump thing, like the Mossberg. It's like a shorty. I don't know. It's a really wild gun that had a lot of attention for a few years. And then the Z86. Do you sell knife? Yes, I do sell knives. Lately, my vibe has been, I'll show you what I've been into lately. Not just that. I've been making, I call them end cuts. I make them out of scraps. This is a knife I made inspired by the Japanese kiradashi, actually. This is made from a file. And yeah, it's a neat little, very handy little knife. But yeah, I do sell knives. That's actually one that is for sale. When I get it in a sheath. And Tucker White says, yes, ma'am. It's used in all styles of writing, but I personally build them in Western style as I live and work in a small ranch community, and they are my main customers. I had a friend that she rode horses. She rode Western style. And I never really, I'm up because I'm in Detroit, and we used to go to her stable all the time where she boarded her horse. And I don't actually think anybody that boarded their horses there rode English except for one person, and he played polo. And I think he had English. I think they do English style. And I always thought the English style saddles were so like far out to my eyes because I'm accustomed to the American Western style. And so it was wild to see him like saddle up the horse and all that stuff. And I mean, I don't know too much about him. That's about as far as I know. And that horses eat hay, stuff like that. That's about it. But I didn't actually know you guys engrave leather. I know very little about that craft, so it's like all very new to me. Got a train coming through. Been live for almost 20 minutes. I'm going to. Where am I at? It is 7:45. I've been live. That's very interesting. I thought I went live at 7:30. My watch is off. What time is it? I just realized how off my. Yep, my watch is off. Okay, time to reset this thing. Or wind it a little bit. Let's see. Nope, 7:40. There we go. Ooh. It's actually an automatic watch, so I don't wind it, but I gotta wind it up to change it. And Nathan Z86 says, do you send to Denmark? Yes, actually, I think I have shipped a knife to Denmark. Pretty sure I did a couple years ago. I know I have shipped a few things to Scandinavia. I think it was mostly Norway. Is it Oslo? Oslo, Norway? I think that's where Oslo is. But yes, I will ship to Europe. I just know that whatever the shipping is in America, to send it, because like I use Beverly Hills zip code to see what my price is. And whatever it is to like Beverly Hills, California, basically, yeah, Oslo, Norway, that's what I thought, is basically 30 or 40% more to ship it to Europe. Usually. And then you have like taxes and stuff once you get it, I believe. But yes, I can absolutely ship to Norway or Denmark. I'll ship to Norway too. Yeah, I've shipped to England. I think Belgium. Was it Belgium? No, Germany. That's where it was. That was the other one. One of the European countries I shipped to. What are you interested in? I'll show you. I only got like my beater knives. This is actually one I'm going to be doing some hand sanding on it and cleaning it up. I'm going to make this into a butcher knife. It's got a real heavy spine on it. And I saw a way they were using them in Central Asia, and it was really cool, and it made me very interested. So I got to put a new handle on this and get this sanded, get it all nice and cleaned up, put it to work in the animal processing field. Whenever we get, because we're hunters, and when my in-laws get deer and stuff like that, they do all the butchering themselves, and it'd be really cool to see a knife like this, put to work butchering up one of our deer. And actually, now that we're on the topic of guns, in tree stand hunting, if you're right-handed, they'll call it right side shooting. This is actually a gun I consider taking up in the blind with me, or the stand with me, because you draw it out and you shoot to your right side, because it's hard to shoot a long gun that way. You can shoot one this way if you're right-handed, but not to the right. So right side shooting, this is one I would actually consider, and it's incredibly accurate. It's the most accurate handgun I have, actually. Japan style hunting knife. Like, what do they call them? Oh, like a tanto. A little, what do they call them? Like Sorayama tantos, I think they're called. I actually made one. I was using it in my yard for years. And it was because they're like hunting, like wood style knives are not like the tanto that people associate to like what the ninjas carried or samurai. It was more like a boxier handle usually, or could be, depending on what part of Japan they were from. Noah Thompson, what's up? All right, so Noah, I don't know if you can see the same thing on your side as mine. I asked you before that symbol. It looks like Japanese or Korean almost to me with like an A. I'll draw it if I have to. And then it says there what you wrote. What does that mean? And welcome back, by the way, Noah. And just so you know, this is what we were talking about tonight. These are my two of my handguns that we were talking about. And it just so happens that one of our hanging out people tonight actually carries one of these in 9mm, which I'm going to be converting this to potentially. What do I mean? Okay, all right. No, that's no problem. Let me see if I can. Do I have anything to write with out here? Am I that much of a nerd that I don't? It's possible, likely even. Oh wait, hang on. I might be able to draw it on a piece of steel or on the back. Nope, that won't work. Maybe I'll draw it on the top. So it's like this. It's kind of got like a that. And then just like a this. And then it's kind of like this. Looks kind of like that. That's what it looks like on my end, at least, after what you wrote, or it's before there, for what that's worth. I don't know what it is, but it comes up, and I don't know what it means. But yeah, with this, I actually do. Oh, man. Okay, fair enough. I don't know either. I see it come up, and it's it'll be sometimes like in the middle of sentences. So I'm going to have to like look up online. So back to this. My neighbor is actually who sold this to me. And it was funny because he came over one day and he's just like, he was with his wife and he goes, hey, I noticed last time I was over, you have a Gun Owners of America sticker on your door. And I was like, yeah, it's on my front storm door. And I was like, yeah. And I said, I'm a member of Gun Owners of America. And he goes, okay, all right. He goes, I have a gun for sale. And he goes, I'm honestly just looking to get rid of it, dirt cheap. And he goes, it's got 5 magazines and it's 40 caliber. And he goes, I haven't even fired like 100 rounds through it or anything. And he goes, if you're interested, let me know. And I said, actually, yeah. He was like, okay. He walked right home, went and grabbed the carry case with everything in it and handed it to me. And he goes, all right, me and my wife are going to go on a walk. You go ahead, look it over, tell me what you think. So he let me hang out with it and check it out. And I was doing some research and all that. And it was super cool when I opened the box and saw that it's not a black gun and it has some beige. Beige is like actually, I think they might be green, but the beiges and the greens are like my favorite. I would love to get a lower in like a plum color. That would be my favorite because I love the AK plum color, and that's what I have on my AK. It's not the wood plum, but it's the synthetic magpul. That's the purple furniture I have. Okay, so Noah says it could be putting it in place of emojis. Okay, yeah, that would potentially maybe make sense. Oh, my wee little stogie went out. Let's light this puppy up and see how far I can smoke it. Actually, I'll use a lighter for this one. Close enough. All right. Yeah, but like I was saying, if they make a lower for this and it's like that plum color like they have on the AKs, I just might look into getting one because I love that. Purple's my favorite color, and I think it'd be super cool to have that for this. And I've actually seen where people get these painted. I've seen some really cool paint jobs on these all steel frames, and I don't know if I'd get this painted purple, but I might have like somewhere purple in it. But if not painted, but Cerakoted. There we go, Cerakote. But I think it'd be cool to have someday because the bluing on this is actually really nice, and I got it in very good condition. That was the option I chose, and it is very nice. But I'm a little sad I got one that was in such nice shape because any little mark that's been put on it has been put on it by me now, and it's just like, oh man. And like I like gun blue, but part of the downside for me with gun blue is it does wear off, which can look really nice. But scratches show on it like no other. But I do like the worn off look. I just wish I would have got one that was already worn off because it cost like $100 less. And actually, tomorrow, I think tomorrow or Sunday, I'm gonna try and go to my sister's and fire this. We'll see how the weather turns out. It's looking like it's gonna be pretty nice, but we'll see. If it's gonna be nice, I'm gonna try and go see if I can test that guy out. Okay, that puppy's done. That's almost burning my fingers. All right, I'm gonna end my stream on Rumble. Did I end it? No, I didn't. Okay, now I think it's officially ended. Are you ended? Are you ended? Okay, that looks like it ended. All right, so that then I'm gonna go over to Instagram. I actually went live over there earlier today and talked to one of my former coworkers. It was so cool to talk to her. Let's see. Let's call it Shop Talk. EDC Guns. Okay. And we shall see. Okay, and then Nath says, you Americans are lucky you still have your 2A. That's the only bad thing about living in Denmark. Yes, and we have gotten more of our rights back, and I'm very happy. We have had, I got crazy cowlicks from hell. We have had a lot of our rights taken, and they're coming back. I think we have 26 or 27 states now that you can concealed carry without a permit of any kind, and I am hoping Michigan goes that way very badly. I have my concealed pistol license, and it just bothers me that I have to have one. But I will say Denmark does have its, thing. You guys are more economically diverse or capable than we are in America, so that is a plus. And it's a very beautiful country with you guys have the same culture for 1,000 years or more. And America, we have like pockets of cultures that are great. It's just a different world than when I grew up. I will say that. I miss the Polish restaurants in my area. They're gone now. And I mean, it's just the way things go. But I wish we had like more than just one. Like when I was a kid, it was like all Polish. Now it's like all Mexican. And I'm like, can we have like Polish and Mexican maybe? And I just wish we had a little bit more of one or the other. But we are lucky enough to have a really good Arabic population, and Arabic food is just the most wonderful thing. Well, Lebanese, I will say that because it's mostly Lebanese. Their food is just off the charts. It is just God, they know how to make garlic amazing. I love garlic. Yeah, yes. I am about half Polish, roundabouts. I have never done like the 23andMe like ancestry, but no, I am Polish. I even have over here. I even have a Polish flag. Just gonna hang out with this right here for a little bit. But actually, I live in a Polish enclave of Detroit. This is actually where my family landed from Poland when they came over here. Is the town I live in. We've got so many Polish here. We used to have an Irish American club here. We had the Italian American club. We have a bunch of Polish bars. I wish we had like I would love it if we got some different cultures bars back. Let's see. I would love if we had like Irish. I'd love if we had like Mexican and Italian. They used to have them all here, but they just kind of faded out and moved to where they moved. So I'm a little sad that it's not as Polish as it used to be, or Irish, Italian, and all that. All right, Ness says, I have a mix of Danish, Norwegian, Irish. My wife is German. That is Danish, Norwegian, Irish. That is a very interesting mix. I mean, you're not far from either country. It's just, that's far out. In northern Michigan, the Upper Peninsula, there's a lot of Norwegians and Finnish. And I think there are some Danes in the eastern part of the Upper Peninsula. But yeah, it's very, well, I can't say it's very Scandinavian up there because the Finnish get mad and they do not want to be called Scandinavian. And I respect that. It's just in our American minds, we always confuse Finland to be part of Scandinavia, or most of us do. But there's a lot of Swedes. It's Swedes, Norwegians, and Danes, as well as Finnish up in the UP. Oh, spilled that. I've always wanted to go to northern Finland, where the Sami people are. I'm a big fan of their knives, what I call it, the puukko. I would love to go there and make puukko with the Laplander bladesmiths. I think that would just be an ultimate cool grail move. And of course, try the food. I love trying ethnic food from anywhere around the world. Yeah, wait. Yeah, okay, Sweden. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what it is in America. We have Finland in our minds as part of Scandinavia, even though it's not. I don't know why we do it either, because the languages are like significantly different as far as I understand it. Like, I don't know if you guys can communicate. Can you guys talk to each other in your languages? Like, can Danes speak to Finns? And can you like understand each other at all? When I heard Finnish, it sounded more Russian or Northern Slavic, I guess you could say. Yeah, I was curious about that. How cold is it there right now where you are? Denmark's like right on the ocean, isn't it? I've always wanted to go to, what is it? I think Denmark owns it, the Faroe Islands. I think they're like west of Scotland or something, like really far away from you guys. But I've always wanted to go there. That place looks wild. But what I noticed about the Faroe Islands is there's like no trees. It's just very green, beautiful, sweeping terrain, but like no trees. Like I don't even know where they get their wood from. It made me think that maybe their houses are made out of cob, which cob houses are super cool to me. I would love to live in a cob house. Cannot wait to shoot this thing. It's gonna be fun for sure. And like I said, this is going to be, if I take this shooting with me, this is such a fun gun to shoot. That's the great thing. That is the great thing about living in America, is it's fun to just go shooting with your friends. And it's like, we don't have to do anything, but we can just go to someone's backyard and shoot. It's definitely cool. Yes, Denmark, one, and Greenland. Oh, you spell, okay. So like the way it came across was in your written language. And I'm thinking you're saying Pharaoh, but if I were to like anglicize that, it'd be like Froin is almost how we would pronounce it in America. Okay, I gotta ask, since you're from Denmark, have you had the fermented shark? I think it is. They have it like every year as like celebratory. Like it might be like this time of year actually. Okay, all right. I knew Iceland had it. I just didn't know if the rest of Scandinavia had it. It's very interesting. The Icelandic people are absolutely huge. They are so strong. They did a whole documentary. I can't remember what it's called now, but it was like the science behind the Icelandic people and why they're so big. Like the Polynesians, like the Samoans and stuff, they're just such big, powerful people. Like, what is it? The Samoans, Hawaiians, Tongans, they're like killing it in football. And it's absolutely incredible to see those guys out there. They just play a different way. And it's just incredible to see such incredibly powerful humans that just they're just so powerful. It's so cool to me. Let's see. Oh, I can't go on TikTok. I think they'll ban me for guns, so I can't go on there. Somehow YouTube and Instagram don't seem to care about. I don't know. Let's see if Instagram will get mad at me. I'm showing guns. Let's talk guns, guys. Oh, my phone keeps like focus and then like focus, zoom in, zoom out. It's really bizarre. I don't know why it's doing that. Huh. I remember TikTok one time suspended my account for smoking on screen. That was pretty wild. I didn't expect that. I actually was curious how many people would come in tonight. Friday nights can be hit and miss. Like I've had them where they can be like really fun. It's usually, what is it? It is 8:10 p.m. in my neck of the woods. What time is it where you are? It's like 1 to 3 a.m. close to where you are. Da, da, da. Oh, there's one. Denmark did rule Norway and Sweden and Finland, England, and Poland. Do you mean Poland? Oh, to the people that just showed up, what's up? I'm Rachel. This is Forge La Femme. I'm out of Detroit, Michigan, and tonight we are talking about firearms and EDC guns. And this is going to probably become my new EDC gun. We shall see what happens. Oh, looks like they might have left. 2:08. Okay, so what does that make you? 4, 5, 6 hours out of us. That makes sense because Ireland is like 5. I always use like Ireland as my like how far away they're 5 hours ahead of us. Is it cold where you're at right now? We're actually getting warmer, starting to. We're going to be getting a little bit colder, but I think the cold's pushing out. And there's a saying about March, at least in Michigan, is in like a lamb, out like a lion, or in like a lion and out like a lamb. March is a real wild month. It's like November, but in reverse. And what is it, April. We usually get one more snowstorm in April, like out of nowhere, and we can get like big, deep snowfalls, like just crazy, beautiful, like not blizzard, but like picturesque, perfect snowfalls. And it's usually, I don't know, we've gotten 8 inches, we've gotten 14, and that'll usually be the last hurrah. But I mean, the woodchuck, we got this American tradition with the woodchuck. If it sees its shadow, 6 more weeks of winter, and apparently it saw its shadow, so it's saying 6 more weeks. It's not bad. It's negative, or it's +4. Okay, yeah. So you're right about where we are. It's I know that 0 for you guys is R32, so that puts you right about almost exactly where I am actually. Are you on the ocean where you live in Denmark? Like I actually, you know, I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna look up the country. I'm gonna look up the nation just to get an idea. Okay, I don't know how to use this phone anymore apparently. Come on, smartphone, do smart things. Let's go. Western Europe. Okay. There we go. Come on. All right. I always forget you guys are directly north of Germany. When I look at the map in my mind, Denmark to me is, well, like tucked up under, what is it, Sweden and Norway right there. In my mind, it's always like, I don't know what that, I can't, you know what? I'm going to use the map on my phone and see if I can use the map. Do I still have that? I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Come on. All right. I'm zooming out so I can go all the way over to your part of the world. Yeah, in my mind, when I visualize Denmark, hey, what is that called? Oh, man. I don't know what it's called, but it looks like Christiansand, Hirtshals, and Gothenburg and Fredrikstad, if I said those right. Hopefully I did. In my mind, that water that's there doesn't exist when I visualize it. Like Denmark is all the way up in Norway and what is that, Sweden? Yeah, Norway and Sweden. Like it's right between where they split apart. Obviously, it's not. But like I said, in my mind, that is how I picture Denmark. Cut down. Do you guys have Bavaria in your country? Does that extend into Denmark, like the southern part of it? Like I'm so interested in this now. Okay. I don't know. I know like rough idea. I mean, I'm pretty good geographically, but I don't know like Bavaria per se. Like I think actually that's like southern Germany, isn't it? Like northern Italy, part of Switzerland or something like that. Ask me about America, I might have a better idea of how things look. Let's see. So the North Sea. I thought the map would give me the name of the water stuff, but it won't. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. It looks like Kattegat. Is that a waterway? And then Skagerrak. Oh gosh, I probably said that's really bad. Bayern is Celtic. Bayern. Wow, we say Bavaria. You say Bayern. Far out. All right. I want to do the. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever go, but I'd love to go to the. What do they call it? Krampus. The Krampus things they do in Bavaria. That is something I'd be interested in seeing one day for Christmas, or around that time of year. That'd be neat. Very, very. We just don't have stuff like that in America. They're trying to bring it here, but it's. I mean, it's gaining some traction, but not too quickly. All right, let's see. So we were on Instagram. We did Rumble. Yeah, let's try TikTok. Why not? Well, Someone caught Batman walking in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We got a town in Michigan called Kalamazoo. I don't know if you ever heard of it before, but it usually makes people laugh. We also have Hell, Michigan, which is actually not far from Kalamazoo. EDC guns. Let's see. Hopefully TikTok will not kick me out, but they might. You know what? I think we'll just try this. You can see it all over Germany at Christmas. That's very cool. My little sister, she's quite the globetrotter. She hasn't made it to Scandinavia yet, though. But she, no, she might have been in Denmark. She used to date a guy that was in a band that toured all over Europe at one time. And they played like Hellfest and stuff. And yeah, it was interesting to hear about how she got to experience so many cultures going through the countries while he was on tour. And she got into the traveling spirit, and she's been traveling the world ever since. I think she's been to like 40 plus countries now. Oh, TikTok, don't be so mean. Not so soon. What is that? Oh, that is not what I thought it was when that happens. But yeah, actually, I was looking at what they call them, Christmas villages or something like that. I'd imagine, like, does Denmark have something? And I know you guys aren't German, but do you guys like get into like the old style decorations and stuff like Germany does for the holidays? Okay, now we're on the money. I was born in Norway and lived there for 16 years, and now I live in Denmark. Okay. Do you guys do like the really fancy decorations and stuff like that? I like to see what because like the Italians, like they do fruit and stuff like that. I think it's like North Italy that does the fruit and stuff on their trees. I just thought that was a really cool tradition. And I think they don't do socks over the fireplace mantle. I think they do shoes at the fireplace, something like that. Wait, so how many languages do you speak? I know you guys over in Western Europe, you guys can usually speak quite a few. It's not always that way in Eastern Europe, but Western Europe seems to know quite a few. Like Southern Europe, it seems like they're okay with speaking just one. When my sister was touring over there with the band, they went, what was it, Italy and France, like absolutely would not speak English at all. Like they wanted no part of it, and they were not going, even though they understand it, they were not going to reciprocate in English. They're basically like, we were Italians and we are French, and that is it. Well, to the new person that showed up, what's up? Friday night, EDC Gun Talk. And currently we're talking about Scandinavia. But hey, you never know where things are going to go. But here is one of the guns that I am talking about. This is my new one. It's my Smith & Wesson MP40 caliber 2.0. The 2.0, as far as I know, means it is a smaller, more compact version of the larger version. But I'm thinking of getting it turned into a 9mm. And I found out it's super easy. All you swap out is the barrel and magazines. Voila. You have a new caliber. I'm afraid to show a gun on TikTok. They might like ban me permanently. Like they like I said, they canceled me my account one time for smoking a cigar. I had no idea that they would do that to me, but they did. I speak German, Norwegian, Swedish, Danish, Irish. How similar is Irish actually to the Scandinavian languages? Because the Irish writing, to my eyes, is actually, you could see where there was influence from the Scandinavians. And the language, or at least the accent that comes from their language, I can hear a bit of you guys in their language. Same with the Scots. Actually, sometimes even more with the Scots. And German, very interesting. It is built on a few more than in Danish. I mean, there's a lot of Latin based, like if you speak Italian, Portuguese, Spanish. I don't know so much about Greek, but there are some similarities in our words, and also the writing and stuff. Like not everybody, but some people that speak English that have never really seen the written language but have heard it can sometimes get the idea of what they're getting at. Sometimes, not often, but they're like cat, gato, like that's for Spanish. It's quite interchangeable. Um, like black in Spanish is negro. I think it's the same in Italian and Portuguese. And it's like we do have associations with the Latin base in it. Latin language is wild. I watched a video where a guy was speaking Latin in Italy, and I'm not really sure why, but the guy that he was speaking to was a native Italian. I think they were in Calabria, and was it Calabria? Anyway, he was speaking Latin to the guy, and Italians, especially as far as I understand, can understand a a fair amount of Latin, or at least that's what I understand it as. And the Italian guy got extremely mad at him and like actually started getting aggressive, and he kind of like wanted to. It was like he wanted to fight the guy, like right in the street for speaking Latin. So I don't know what the situation was there, why he was so offended, but apparently Latin can offend Italians, but it's not many people know it outside of the Catholic Church. So, but yeah, yeah, that did happen. What is it? I don't know if it's true anymore, but I was told when you are in the medical field in Europe, you have to write all your notes in Latin. I don't know if that's why your wife had to learn it or if Germany just requires it, but nonetheless, that's a pretty cool language to have in your back pocket. Like where I live, it's a Polish Roman Catholic church, and I believe I'm not sure they speak in Polish. I think they speak in Old Slavonic on their mass days. Which, as I understand it, if you speak a Slavic language, you can understand Old Slavonic because it's the where it all came from. Like it'll just sound like an older version, like what your grandparents spoke. Not really, but you get the idea. What's that? Oh my, I don't even know what that means. Let's go. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see how this works. All right. All right. I'm live on Rumble now, and I don't really know what I'm doing on Rumble. I barely know what I'm doing on YouTube, but Rumble I know even less. And they only allow you like a little window. YouTube, it's like the full screen, and no, not Rumble. It's just a little guy. What are you up to on a Friday night? You're like hanging out with me. It's super cool. And I mean, I know it's Friday night, and I like after I leave here, I'm gonna go inside and I'm gonna kick back and probably watch a movie tonight. I'm not sure which one yet, but I've been craving popcorn for a few days. I might make popcorn tonight. And how old am I? I am 42. I'll be 43 later this year. Did I get two different ones? Actually, I think I grabbed two different ones. Huh. Oh, well. Oh, there's my little dog barking. I look young. Thank you. Yeah, I've heard that before. Someone told me it's because I got chubby cheeks. They said that makes you look automatically younger. Is that the case? Yeah, it actually might be true. Turn 40 in October. That is so far away. It's almost like October was just at our back door. I mean, it kind of was, but we here. October is like end of September, end of October. Maybe it's the same where you are. It's like it can be a really nice transitioning from the heat of the summer, and you get into that like nice like fall autumn weather. This year or 2025, no, it just like blasted right through that. We got like 2 days of it, and it was out of here, and it just went wild from there. It got real hot again, and then cold, and it was just up down, and then it just went to bitter cold, and I think we're out of that now. I hope. Man, that cold was merciless. 4 kids, right on. I am one of 4 girls. I have 3 sisters. I am second oldest. Most people I know here do not have kids, unfortunately, anymore. It makes me sad. When I was growing up, everybody had kids, but nowadays their kids are all getting into like early teens or late teens, early 20s. And then there's like not many kids between that. And then there's like babies. So the younger ones are starting to have kids again. So I'm pretty excited about that. Me too. Second oldest. Yeah, hey, that's me, number 2. Well, I was the middle child for a long time because my baby sister's so much younger than me. But I am number 2. And as someone say, they could tell I was a middle child. They say I have middle child syndrome sometimes. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but nonetheless, it's what I've been told by a few people. Actually, here's a question I have. So I'm a fan of ethnic, cultural spirits. Yeah, cultural. Like the Albanians and the Serbians, they have like rakia. It's like a brandy. It's really good too. And then like the Italians, they'll have like nocino, sfumato. The Poles and the Russians, they have vodka. What do the Danes have? What kind of like liquors do you guys have? Because I have some European import stores here, and they have some pretty vast selections of the country options. So if you guys have anything from Denmark, what would be a liquor you would suggest that is like Danish? Like when it's brought up, people go, "Oh yeah, Denmark." Like, what is that one if you guys have one? Because England does not have a liquor; they just have beer. Or if they have a liquor, I have no idea what it is. think I just heard somebody outside. So Danes are beer drinkers. Okay. Like, cause like, you know, like my favorite is actually Scotch from Isla. That's actually my favorite. Scotch is Ardbeg by far. Ardbeg 10 actually. And that's the smokier the better. Yeah, Akavit. I think I had that. I think, is it like kind of like gin, but it's like a vodka base or something like that? Where they'll do like lemon and I don't know if they'll do juniper berry, but they'll do like orris and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if you know. I get into like the nerdier, deeper stuff of it. I've made gin. That was really fun. Let's end that. We will swap out. Did it end? Okay, there we go. There it's ended. Let's try here. Someday I'll figure out how to use things. There we go. Shop. Talk. Let's talk EDC guns. Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. There we go. I think I have had the Akavit. Just gonna hold this up. Let's see what's going on. This is actually kind of a trial run tonight. And pretty cool that you came on because it's making the trial run a lot more fun. Sometimes when I have to like test things, I will like actually set it up and just kind of hang out with the camera just to see like how the flow is and whatnot like that. And, you know, the finer points of data. Yeah. Going on 8:30. Yeah, oh, a little past 8:30. Wow. I'm trying to make it all the way to 9, but we'll see. It plays with the numbers with YouTube, and that's part of why I'm still sticking it around. And we'll see what happens. I wish I had something more to talk about tonight. I mean, I know it's supposed to be EDC guns, but it just kind of, all the words just fell out of me. I watch Alex Stell. What is Alex Stell? I'm not familiar with that. It's interesting, like trying to, like on this camera, if I look at the center screen, it looks like I'm making like, we'll say like eye contact if there was a person like on the other video. And then when I look at this screen on this other phone, it looks more like I'm looking down. But on the Instagram side, it looks more appropriate. How strange. And the other phone I'm on that I'm doing Instagram with, it's a, what is it, LG. I wish LG still made phones. I like their phones the best, but they don't make them anymore. And they stopped once 5G came in. To the newcomer, I am Rachel. Hi, welcome to Forge Femme. I am just having a chill night. We were talking firearms for a little bit. This is my new one right here, Smith & Wesson M&P 40 caliber 2.0. 2.0 because it is a much shorter handle. It's well, not much smaller, but it is smaller a little bit overall. A little bit shorter of a barrel. Makes it a little bit more compact carry. And then this is the other one right here. This is one of my old ones. This is a 1977 Spanish Star BM, and it is from Spain. And this was carried by the police, I believe, in Spain. And it is a fantastic little handgun. Definitely, and they're really affordable right now too. Man, they're like under $300, I think. Alex Steele. Alex, I got a chance to meet him a few years back. That young man is a fantastic smith, truly. He actually came to America and lived with another blacksmith. His name's Brian Brazil, actually, who was a very good blacksmith. And that is who Alec came here and studied with. And he lived with him for like 3 years, I think. And Alec has been at it since he was like 16, roughly. I think he came to America when he was 15, something like that. Yeah, he is a very, very good smith. That kid has just really put his heart and soul into it, and you can tell. And he has made such incredible things. His anvils are pretty dang cool, but I'd love to get someday one of his hammers. I have a friend that has one of his hammers, and yeah, that'd be a cool one to have. I have some blacksmith hammers that were made by a guy in an area of America we call Appalachia, and they're great hammers, definitely. But it's like now I like to collect tools, and to have one by him would be great. There's a hammer maker in Ireland named Finn and Liam Christie. I'd like to get one of his hammers maybe someday. And yeah, there's just a lot of, the sky's the limit with blacksmiths across the world. And yeah, Alex Steele, that guy has definitely done wonderful things for the smithing community. He's gotten so many people into it. I always wished he would have made it to Forged in Fire, but he didn't. Alec is trying to make a rifle. I gotta watch that. That's very exciting. Gun manufacturing is super cool stuff, to say the very least. I like anything that's mechanical. And machining. I absolutely love machining. My friend's dad was a machinist, and I think I got the love for it from him. Like, I love mechanical, but learning about machining with him, that was very exciting. I didn't learn much, I will say that, but it was just the whole idea behind it and the things he could make and how tight of a tolerance, they call it like zero degree or something, where you can't even see the seam, and then they pull it apart and you see it come apart. But no, that's seriously cool that Alec is doing that. Who was it? Jesse James from West Coast Choppers. I don't know if you ever heard of him or not. He makes handguns, and I think he has made rifles, or he wants to. His handguns are made out of Damascus steel. So I'm gonna have to look in and see what Alec is doing. Is he doing it with Damascus? Do you know? Has he made mention of that? That's really cool. That's exciting to hear. I'm gonna have to tune into him. It's been a while since I watched him. Actually, I'll look right now. Well, here. Come on. There's actually a blacksmith out of Denmark. His name's Thorn. Oh gosh, I'll look him up. He's very, very good. Actually, he's awesome. I love his blacksmithing skills. He is so good. I've seen the guns Jesse made for President Trump. Yes, I just learned about that recently. That was really cool. And that gun is in the Smithsonian Museum now. Let's see. TJORN. Well, that's how we would say it. Yeah. I don't know if I'm saying this name right, but Torbjorn Aman? Aman? Actually, I'll show you. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Okay. This guy. He is a very good blacksmith. His videos are really cool too. Like he makes really nice videos. They're really cool to watch. But he is Danish. All right, let's see, Alec. Let's get him. I like that Alec just continues to push the bounds of things to make. He just never stops. The guy is just really just endlessly fascinating. Oh, he's made a lot of cool stuff. This guy does some wild stuff. He really does push the bounds of blacksmithing. Go Alex Steele. That's too cool. How amazing is that? Wait, so Tjorn, I don't know how to say his name. He's not Danish? Man, okay, my apologies. I actually I swear in one of his videos he said he was from Denmark. Whoops-a-daisy. Okay. And we'll end that. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, all right. We can. Oh, wait, that's not it. I didn't do it right. It's supposed to. There we go. Okay, all right, that's good. Yeah, I always thought he said he was Danish. I thought I saw it in one of his videos where he said something about being from Denmark. But either way, he is really very much so a good blacksmith. He has made some of the coolest stuff. And oh, I know who I confused him with. I don't know how to say his name, but he is Danish. So that makes sense why I was confusing him. This other guy that is Danish, he makes really cool videos too. He does it all old, very old style. And he made a whole like blacksmithing camp, I guess you could say. And he did it almost all in, well, it's entirely old-fashioned tools. And I mean, blacksmithing is really just a hammer, fire, and a hunk of steel anyway. But it's Bert. Actually, I'm gonna look him up right now. Let me see what his name is. He is very cool. I love his style. I love old rustic style. Let me see if I can write his name. Is it Bert? Now I'm on a mission. I want to find out this guy's name. Let me see. How did I find him? Was it Foucault knife? Yeah, that might have been it. There it is. Bertram, Craft and Wilderness. He is Danish. That is who is from Denmark. Bertram. And his YouTube channel is super cool. And it's all old style blacksmithing. And his videos are really very nicely made. And they're all kind of like dark, a little misanthropic, but they're really cool. And his video where he makes a puko, I've watched it so many times. It is just, it's very nicely shot. So you seem like you're familiar with both of them. If you are, that's very cool. Yeah, you guys got some good smiths over there for sure. Western Europe, well, I mean, you guys are revered. You guys have the Ulfbert sword, I believe. I think that's you guys. Somewhere in Scandinavia. And they're just showing the preview of his video, and it's just, man, it's so fun. That's actually my goal, is to make a knife exactly like he made. And make that like a cool thing to maybe do like a giveaway or something. Come on, smartphone, do smart things. Can I try it again? Okay, let's try it again. Oh, wait. Shop talk. Okay, let's try that. There we go. Yeah, okay. I don't like in America, people get a little contentious about Viking. Like we refer to you guys as Vikings, and then someone will correct us and be like, Viking is like a job or something. I don't know what Viking actually means in your language. Um, but people get really upset about it sometimes. It's kind of funny actually, because they don't actually speak Scandinavian languages, the ones that get upset about it. Who's the other guy that he does Danish history sometimes. Oh, Bjorn in the Wilderness or something like that. I don't know, he's a book writer. He's a really big guy and he's always like making a fire out in the woods. But he talks about Scandinavian history sometimes, or he used to. I don't know. I haven't watched him in a long time. But yeah, Viking is a word that makes people a little crazy in America. It can. They can get very upset about that, and I don't know. It's always funny when they're not Danish or Scandinavian at all, and they don't even speak the language, and they're like, "That is not what Viking means." It's like, I don't know, dude. It's just what we know them as. You know, it's like in like the Laplander language, puko means knife. I don't know what it means for you guys, but like as far as I know, puko just literally means knife, or like what's another one like da or dao in Southeast Asia just means knife, and I think tanto just means knife, and in the knife world, people can get kind of crazy about those too. It's kind of funny when they get upset about them. It smells like a cream one. All right, I think I'm gonna smoke one more of these, and I will be going in for the night. I normally don't smoke this many. I've just been doing it because I just got them today, and I'm like, smoke them while you got them. You got 2 little boxes. There's 50 in each box. I got 100 of them. Actually, now I got like 94 because I've had like 5. This is like number 6, I think. Normally, I smoke cigars that are. Do I have any on here? No, I don't. But bigger than this. Not much bigger than this, but bigger than this. I love these little cigarillos though, especially when I go to like concerts and stuff like that. I take about 5 of them, put them in one of my little tins. I don't smoke cigarettes, so I smoke these, and I get fresh air and all that. To me, it's so much fun. You get to talk to people and whatnot, or watch birds. I like doing bird watching and stuff like that. And where I live, we get a certain species of nighthawk, and they're not easy to find around the rest of the country. But where I live, they're everywhere, so that's always exciting. Actually, I'm gonna start loading up before I walk out. Oh, that won't fit there. I have to put that there in my apron. I'll wear my apron inside tonight. Well, the Danish Viking was the one that goes to England, frank to plunder and kill. Oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely the history is there. What culture didn't do that? The Scots even have a saying of "fear the blonde man" because there's so many blondes over where you guys are, and when they had blonde people at their door, or it's like never open the door for a blonde man or something like that. But there's a few sayings they have about blonde people over there in Scotland because you guys did so much bad things to them. And when I was a kid growing up, we, well, at least in like the younger years, like 5 to like 12, that's our elementary school age usually, roundabouts there. And I heard the Blood Eagle was actually fake. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard it was actually fake. And we just called that part of the world Scandinavia, where all the countries are. And like hearing things like Danish or Denmark or Sweden, we didn't really correlate that with being individual countries. I think it might have been because we were kids and they're simplifying it. I'm not sure, but it was just the way it was. No, I mean, I actually, as I understand, the Blood Eagle wasn't real from what I heard. Like it was like myth, like folklore. Like I know what it is. Like it's in the knife making world, it's like a joke amongst some of the smiths. And I never seen the show Vikings. I was told it was a good show though. It lasted a long time too, like 5 years or something. And then Handle Some 901 says, "Can I hold 50 on Apple Pay?" I'm not sure I understand what that means. And that says, "All the famous Viking was Danish." There's only one Danish, or there's only one Viking I know of, and I don't know where he's from. He could even be Danish, and it's was it Leif Erikson? You look like Michael Jackson. I don't see it, but thank you. Yeah, that's the only Viking I've ever heard of. So I didn't know he was even Norwegian. I didn't know where he's from. Like I said, when we were younger, it was Scandinavia, and we didn't really talk much about Scandinavia, unfortunately, in geography for some dumb reason. We talked about other countries. I don't know why. That was an area I always thought was important, especially to America, because for one, there's a lot of you guys here, but you guys are part of what brought the blonde to the UK and Ireland, and there's a ton of the UK and Ireland here. The one and only famous Norwegian. Yeah, you guys got Lars. What's his name? Lars Ulrich from Metallica. Not a Viking, but a Dane. How you gonna come on someone's live and be like, "Can you give me money for food?" That is such a weird flex, dude. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. Can you send me 54 food one time? You are not from Memphis. Don't even lie to me. They don't even talk like that in Memphis. On God, I'm from North Memphis. No, you're not. You're not from North Memphis. Okay, I can do Google too and look up zip codes. Yeah, I'm from, what is it, 48205. I don't know what part of the world you're from, but it is not Memphis, Tennessee. Hmm. And the way your language is written out is not how someone writes if they speak English natively, especially American English. This on God, on Jesus stuff, especially on Jesus, that's not very common. On God, yeah, but on Jesus, no, that's not really said. I would say my Facebook, but you might post me. I don't know. I don't do that little kid weird stuff. That's just not my bag. I'm not out there to like waste my time and be like, let me just post this and get someone in trouble and like, what? Who does that? Like, are you guys that bored? Yeah, I don't talk in whatever that is. I don't speak young. How about that? I don't even know what that means. Do people actually give you money? That's funny. I know you got it, playa, man. People still use that word. That's like old language from like 20 years ago. That's Vice Lord language. I mean, it could be. I don't know. If the Vice Lords are still around, that's wild to hear they still exist. I am too old for the. Yeah, this is just. This is a good time. This is the first troll I've had on my feed in a while. This is funny. You heard of key Glock? No, I don't know what that is. I know what a Glock is. I don't know what key Glock is though. Key Glock. What the heck is that? Yeah, I do sometimes. It just depends, but yeah, I do. Probably older stuff. I don't really know much about what's going on in like the new music scene. Who's my favorite rapper? Bone Thugs and Harmony. Which is not one, but the whole group. Nah, it's a cigar. I don't smoke that. And just so you know, when I was a kid, za was actually what we called pizza, because pizza. Like this, like when people say za, like I know what it means now, but like people were calling it za, I didn't know it meant weed. I was just like, what? I don't even know how it got that name. It's kind of funny to me. Actually, I will be back. If you guys are here when I am back, we shall talk. If not, you guys have a great night, but I'll be right back. And let me do a quick swap-a-roo. And I shall return. All right. Yo Gotti is... I haven't really heard much about Yo Gotti, actually. But I'll be back. Like I said, I can't take this with me. I gotta leave this. I shall return, folks. still connected. Check that out. Okay. Oh, thought I had it. Now I got it. Okay. There we go. My microphone, just trying to get it on. I think I got it. Let's see. Brian Upchurch, the one and only country rap, is my favorite rapper. He's not bad. Who was another one? Adam Calhoun, he ain't bad. Was there Gator? I can't remember Gator's name. Gator, he's good. And Jelly Roll, he started as a country rapper. Who are those other guys? There was actually quite a few people for a while that were doing pretty good in that kind of music, but Adam Calhoun, he's a really good one. Like, Ryan Upchurch. And actually, I heard Ryan Upchurch don't make music anymore. I don't know if it's true or not. I haven't looked into it. But no, there's actually quite the country rap scene in America. I didn't actually expect it to sustain as long as it did, but they've gotten pretty good. They just have one come through. I can't remember his name right now. I wish I could remember his name. He's pretty good, though. Let's see. Okay. No, don't do that. There we go. Okay. Ryan is back. Okay. I heard he had like a drop off for a while, but I don't really, like I said, I don't really follow it right now. There was like a movement, well, a style, I guess you could say, in America for a while that was called Yee Yee, and they get like the real big trucks and stuff. They have like big flags hanging off the back, and there's actually no, they're hard rock. There's a band called Lakeview, and Lakeview is kind of like a country-ish, metal-ish kind of vibe. They're actually pretty dang good in my opinion. They're worth tuning into. And then what's her name? Savannah Dexter, I think is her name. She's actually pretty legit too for getting into that more country rap style. Rolling Stone Orion is good. I'll have to check it out. I hadn't heard his music in a while. He ain't toured through here in a while either, I don't think. I think he used to come through Detroit like once a year or so. Pretty sure it was him and Adam Calhoun that were touring together. But Struggle Jennings, if you ever heard of Struggle Jennings, he's great. He's kind of a country rapper in ways. He did music with Tom McDonald, Adam Calhoun, I think Brian Upchurch, and Gator, which I cannot remember his name for nothing. But I'm pretty sure they all did music together. Yeah, Struggle's great. Big fan of Struggle. He's a good rapper. He did a good song with Yellow Wolf. That was actually how I heard about Struggle. I need more chapstick again. What is that? When you go live on TikTok, it's like a one-man bandit or one-armed bandit kind of like slot machine. That's what it's called. I always call it one-armed bandit. Oh, that's what that is. Yeah, it looks like a slot machine game. All right, go. Okay. Where are we? Oh, it is after 9. All right, this is when the hooligans start pouring in. We just had one from Memphis, obviously, and they were being a silly goose, or they claim they're from Memphis. I don't know if I believe them, though. Their sentence structure was a bit of miss for being a native English speaker. Why can't America make good beer? We make very good beer. If you're talking about as our example of beer, that is a horrible beer. But no, America makes very, very good beer. My favorite part of the country for beer is called Southern Tier, and it's like northern Pennsylvania and southern upstate New York. Their beers are very good. Actually, Southern Tier Brewing is very good. They're really into the IPAs. And then like New England, they have their own style of IPA. They call them Old England or New England IPA, and they're actually pretty good. They're worth trying. Michigan was like the beer capital where I'm from for years. Michigan was making a lot of ambers and browns. Unfortunately, they don't anymore. That style kind of faded out, but ambers and browns were probably my favorite beers ever made. I do miss those. Come to Denmark, I show you good beer. I mean, you guys might. I've had some European beers. Actually, one of my favorite beers is from Poland. I can never remember how to pronounce it right, but it's very good. It's a porter. It's called like Żywiec or something like that, and it's fantastic. They do make an IPA. I'm so on it, but Polish porters. I'm a big fan of. There's another one that they have called Okashim, and that one's pretty tasty. I think that's actually a stout though, but hey, it is what it is. They're close. Or they taste pretty close. Most people can't tell them apart blind test. Most. There's actually a liquor store by me, a party store that sells, they have a whole European section. I'll have to look and see if they have any Danish beers. Carlsberg. We do have Carlsberg. I have seen that. Never had it, but I never knew that was Danish. I'm surprised it's not pronounced like or spelled like Jarlsberg. I know in video games, when it's based in like medieval times or it's kind of like got the medieval aesthetic, they like to use kind of like Scandinavian sounding names and stuff like that. I don't know why, but it's what they do. Maybe it's because they sound so foreign to us. I just spilled water, I think. Oh well. They're so close. So close. Carlsberg is the biggest beer company in the world. I have to keep an eye out for them. I haven't had beer in, God, probably since last summer. I just have not had any. And the beers have gotten saturated with the IPAs, and that started becoming an unfortunate situation. And they weren't making the browns. They started bringing back the coconut browns, which are good, really good. Actually, those are probably my favorite ever made. With that whole style. My favorite is Ceres, top Danish beer. Ceres, that's a Roman word. That's for the Roman goddess. And the Greek goddess, the same name as Artemis. Justin says, who do you go through to buy your font? Oh, no, I'm not a junkie. It's sold as the best beer in the world. Well, Budweiser says they're the king of beers, so of course it's got to be true, right? Can you guys have guns at all in Denmark, by the way? Like, can you actually, like, own them? Like, hunting rifles or anything? Because I think it's Norway. I think Norway can have hunting rifles or something like that. They might even be able to have handguns. I want to say that they have quite the like haul of World War II rifles still being used out there. Only hunting, but you need a hunting license. Okay, we do need a license to hunt here, but we don't need a license to have the guns. But the licensing we do have, which I am in favor of hunting licenses. They go to very good things for, well, at least most states it goes towards like parks and stuff like that. So in animal protection, wildlife protection and stuff like that, like what do you call them? Refuges and stuff like that. So I am in favor of that. I don't like licensing, but that is one I do support. And Plasma Zombie, were you a woman before? What are you doing back on my channel? You lead a kind of bored existence if you like come on my channel to try and roast me. You try to hurt my fallens. It's not going to happen. I get a kick out of it. The trolling's kind of cute. It's kind of funny, to be honest. It's not very clever, though. Like, if you're going to troll, like, be clever. And if you're not, it just makes you look, like, foolish. I don't know. Like, when you're trying to, like, burn someone, get clever. That's not very original. I'm a freaking dyke. I know what I look like. And then you come in with like your like 14-year-old, like, ha, 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 I want to ask her, is she a real woman? And like, and then you say stuff like, that means yes. Like, dude, it's Friday night. Shouldn't you be with? Wait, is this what you and your friends do on Friday night? That is a bored existence. Norway, it's easy to get weapon license. It makes me sad that anybody needs a license to own a weapon. That bothers me because to license it is treated like a privilege, and I feel it's a right to own firearms anywhere in the world. I wish more countries felt that way. I would like to export our Second Amendment across the world. Actually, where is it? Oh, I was in a military surplus group, and there's a guy from, is it Afghanistan? It might have been northern Pakistan. And like everybody carries, AK rifles. And he's like, nobody cares. He goes, but to get a handgun in our country, you have to jump through hoops and flip buildings over in order to get them. That was one of the more wacky things I've ever heard. Over on TikTok, your mama says, what's going on? How you been? Doing pretty good. How you been? Let's see. Didn't mean to forsake you guys. Let's see. I always get the same color one on TikTok, and I never know who it is. Yeah, I don't know. Still, let's see. Yeah, I got about 16 more minutes. See how long I can make this push last. I can walk around with a bow and arrow and a sword. Yeah, you do that here, they might get a little upset. That's annoying. I can walk around with an AK or like a AR right out in the open. I'm not sure I can do that with the bow, and I know I can't do it with the sword. We need better like edged tool laws in Michigan, to say the very least. But yeah, I could walk right now, go get any rifle I want out of my safe, strap up and walk around the neighborhood with it, and they can't do a damn thing about it. We are an open carry state. Oh, people that just showed up. What's up? I'm Rachel out of Detroit. This is Femme. And tonight we're actually talking about firearms. And I'll show the two I brought out tonight. Here's my other one. This is a Spanish Star BM. This is actually from Spain. This is one of my favorite little handguns I've ever had. I love shooting this thing. There we go. Oh, and you know what? We were also talking big crazy knives, or we were for a little while. Let's see. No problem, but not with the knife. Yeah, we can carry folding knives in Michigan. We can have those concealed. A fixed blade knife, though, not even this big. It doesn't matter. A fixed blade knife of any kind can get you in a lot of trouble. They're also really particular about carrying knives for self-defense. They can be really horrible to the citizens about that. Actually, if you use a knife in self-defense and you tell them you brought the knife for the purposes of self-defense, and you do successfully defend yourself and kill that person, you can get charged with first-degree murder. It actually has happened. Actually, it happened a couple of years ago. That's how I learned it could happen. The guy got charged with first-degree murder. I don't know if he got convicted or not, but I was told he was convicted. I just never looked into it to see for sure. But a German, no, it was a Spanish pistol, not German. I do not have anything made in Germany. I don't think I have anything in my entire area made in Germany, come to think of it. My hat wasn't even made there. I don't even know where this thing was made. Yeah, the tag was torn out. Who knows? All I know is this is from the Polish Legion of American veterans. SIG, aka Sig Sauer, is a firearm manufacturer. There it is, got it. They make handguns. I believe they make shotguns. I don't know if they make rifles. They might, though. But I think they make shotguns and handguns. Actually, the sidearm of the U.S. Army, I believe, is a Sig Sauer, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. And like this one is a Smith & Wesson. There was someone on earlier that actually carried this gun. That's their everyday carry. Actually, let me see the difference in size of these two, like right next to each other. They're pretty close. This one carries 8+1, and this one carries 10+1. Wait, no, I think this is 9+1. I think it's 9 rounds of 9mm plus you can put one in the chamber. I think that's what it is. And the handles on the Spanish one are paddock, I believe. I think that's what this is. I think that's paddock. I don't know. I always like the wood. The handles that came with it were just like regular black, like Bakelite or something. But I love these. It just, to me, was an extra bit of flair to make it, not make it like all, gun blue or all black. And I just like having that option. I actually thought about getting purple grips out of like a Purple Heart. But no, not yet. Not yet, at least. I'll say that. But yeah, it would be cool to have Purple Heart. I have Purple Heart. I've even thought about making the grips for them, but I never got around to it. But these were, the guy that made them, he just makes them in his spare time, sells them on eBay, and it's like they're really nice. Like I actually like these grips better than the original ones that came with it. The original ones that came with it, like I said, they were like Bakelite or something, and they had like the knurling in it for the grip. And this does lack grip. Like I need to get parts of this engraved, or machined, so it'll be easier to hold, because it can be a little bit slippery because everything is just so rounded on it, and it's just incredibly smooth. They're really a very nicely made gun, to be completely honest. It is just so much fun to shoot, very accurate, as I said, and it's just a very reliable, very I'd bet my life on it. I'll say that. And this one, we'll find out if I'll bet my life on it or not. Hopefully I'll shoot it tomorrow. We'll see, depending on how the weather holds up. My sister has a gun range in her yard, and it'd be pretty cool to see what this little guy can do. But it's a 40 caliber, so it likely is going to kick like a mule. So we shall see what happens. I know this one being a 9mm, it does kick, but the weight of it really helps with all that. But this, we'll see. This is kind of a light one. So, TikTok might ban me for having that on there. SweetIdeals, I didn't get a warning yet. I don't know what their rules are about. I know if I smoke on screen, they get really upset. Oh, I'm gonna fill my water bottle. Man, I almost went through that whole jug. Sitting out here filling this up. I'm gonna have to fill this up again before I go to bed. Sheesh. I've already drank one of these today. Believe it or not, that's a half gallon. So it's like 1.5 liters. And I'm almost done with 3 liters. I think a gallon translates to like 3.3 liters or something like that. About 10 more minutes. See if any more of the peanut gallery shows up. Where'd Mr. Memphis go? He was making me laugh. That was funny. I don't know what they were on about, but it was funny. I wonder if they actually get money from people when they come on asking people to give them money. I wish I was rich so I can live in USA when there is no football in Europa. USA is a humongous place. We are so far apart from each other here. Like, you guys in Europe are much more closely contained. Here, we are just so far apart. Like, we don't have to go very far to be very far apart. Like, gosh, even from my house, if I just drive 5 minutes one way, people start having humongous plots of land. And we're just outside of Detroit. You know, it's a major city. And yeah, we're very far. My friend from Poland said that's one of the biggest differences of living in America versus Poland is how far apart everything is. Like, we don't walk like they do in Europe because things are so far apart. And like in Europe, you guys are, like, depending on where you live, your towns are much more closely confined, like your stores and stuff like that, or whatever store options you have, at least for the countries my sister has been to and the people I know that have been in Europe have said that's how it is. Like my friend's wife, she's from Birmingham, England, and her parents like coming here because we have, for one, it's farther apart. They don't like, they love the space. But we have more options, like be it fast food or grocery stores or hardware stores. We have so many options, but like right here, and they're easy to get to. Not as close as you guys, where you guys can walk and stuff like that. Ours are still like miles and miles apart, depending on where you are. Although I do ride my bike to our local hardware store because luckily it's very close to me where I live. But yeah, America is a pretty cool place, and you're allowed to defend yourself, depending on where you live. You live in New York City? No, you can't. You're not allowed to defend yourself. They actually will arrest you for very little. There, it's unfortunate. Seems like when I bring the knife in, sometimes people start showing up. Let's see if I can bring, actually, let's see if TikTok, what they'll do. I'm just going to hold this on screen. I have been told that they get real touchy about having knives on screen and stuff like that, so we shall see. I'm going to turn it a couple times. You know, this is actually me doing some data research tonight. I can live without EU food. American food is not good. You can't live. But yeah, our food system is not the best. Definitely. You guys definitely have better quality food overall than we do in USA. We'll see if that changes with the current president, with Bobby Kennedy, because he's big into healthy living. So we shall see what happens. I never hold my breath for politicians, though. Oh, gosh, what's in my eye? There's a lot of things that aren't good for your body. We got Americans living to 100 all the time. It's nothing new here. Oh, it's the saying, eat right, train hard, die anyway. I mean, heroin's not good. Lots of people do heroin for some reason. Thank you. Big old Bowie. Made it from a file. I think I made this. I don't remember when I made it. Did I make it last year? I might have made this last year. I don't know. I made it a while ago. This is a big one. It's actually going to be the blueprint for what this is going to become. This is actually also going to be a Bowie. And this is it's going to have elements of this in it. Oh, yeah. To the TikTokers. This is a knife I'm working on that I forged recently. It's going to be a Bowie knife with the hidden tang. Yeah, I use this around the yard. Cut down branches and whatnot. What American food have you had anyway? I always like to hear what you guys like. Have you been to America? Or like, did you have food that was over in Denmark that was from America? There's a lot of American food I actually don't eat. What the heck was that? It seems like TikTok does not mind, at least right now, if there is a knife on screen. Sometimes they can be crazy about certain things, but apparently right now they don't care. And YouTube, they just don't care about anything. YouTube lets everything flow. Nope, TikTok still don't care. Huh. Oh gosh, I don't even eat KFC. KFC actually makes me sick. Literally, like I can't actually have KFC at all. It's horrible. Some American pizza, depending, those can be pretty terrible too, actually. There's some really bad chain pizza. I actually don't mind Subway, but I only have a couple things from them, and that's it. And it depends on what it is. You know, like, not everything is going to be healthy. At least that's how I see it. I've lived that way before, and it was a pretty cool way of life. But it also got to a point where if you travel and you want to go out to eat, you can't have all that much because your body's not used to having any kind of like junk or anything like that. So you got to have junk food sometimes, because eating organic all the time and all that is not always easy to find, especially now because that has gone out of style in America again, unfortunately. Used to be able to find that stuff everywhere, but not anymore. I've never heard of Sunset. Oh, about 2 more minutes. Domino's is absolutely atrocious. I will not eat Domino's pizza either. Actually, Domino's makes me sick as well. Domino's and KFC actually make me physically ill. I don't know what they do with their food. Cannot have it, like, at all. God, it makes me extremely sick. I can't even have mashed potatoes from KFC. Like, they put MSG in everything, but like huge amounts of it. And I'm guessing that's what it is that makes me sick. I don't know, but at least the last time I had it, and I used to have it more when I was younger, and I didn't realize that's what was making me sick because I was just a dumb kid. But yeah, that stuff's terrible. Getting there. Okay. This big knife is going to go over here. And I like McDonald's. They actually changed from whatever the heck they were cooking their stuff into. They now use beef tallow, and it's noticeably different. Actually, I had McDonald's for the first time in years recently since they changed it to beef tallow, and it was much better, way better. I couldn't even eat their French fries for a very long time. And but the new McDonald's with the beef tallow, definitely better. Before that, it was pretty gag worthy. It was not good. But okay, Nath, I'm not sure what your name is, but I am Rachel. It has been fun talking with you on a Friday evening. I am going to cut this live, and I hope you have a good weekend. Let's see. Let me turn off TikTok. All right. So that's that. Okay. And I'm going to shut my phone off. Come on. There we go. All right. Frederick, it was great talking to you. Have a fantastic time. Give me a like and a follow if you'd like. I go live. I'm trying to do like Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. And I will be posting some videos of some knives I'm making, like the one I was talking about. And I also make walking sticks, like the ones behind me, if you can see those. And I'll be making a video of those as well. I might even start making a couple on air because St. Patrick's Day is coming, and I want to do a giveaway of a walking stick. On Instagram, give me a follow, Femme, if you want to try and win a walking stick. We'll give it away for St. Patrick's Day, I think. But if it does go to Europe, you will have to pay shipping. I will say that. It ain't cheap to ship to you guys. But I am out of here. Have a good night. Rachel from Detroit, Femme, I am out. Have a good weekend, guys.